we doing this? Really? Wait for it. Are we doing this? Wait for it. Pow! What the fuck?
WTF.
And it's also, what the fuck? What's wrong with me? It's time for WTF. What the fuck?
With Marc Maron.
All right, let's do this. How are you, what the fuckers, what the fuck buddies, what the fucking ears, what the fucking nucks, what the fuck? I'm in a car. I'm driving through Indiana. This is Marc Maron. This is WTF. You know who I am. What do I even got to go into it? Let me try to capture the feeling and the moment of what's happening right now. I'm recording this in a car. Why didn't I record it in my hotel room? I could have, but I didn't because I thought I was all set. Everything was going to be okay. I'm just going to fly from Indianapolis. Oh, I'm going to drive there first from Bloomington, which is where I was. I got two local comics in the car, Josh and Jordan. They're just going to sit here and be quiet, I guess. Look, there's corn. There's corn, you guys. That doesn't surprise you, though, does it? No, not at all. It's corn country. I'm not being condescending. It's just a reality of America. There happens to be a lot of corn around, especially in Indiana. What is on this truck? Oh, my God. How often do you see this? It's a carnival in transit. Look at that little roller coaster. I just saw a roller coaster on a truck, you guys. And this is another ride. It's the Sizzler. That's a ride. I just saw two rides on a truck, and they're more corn. This is America. I feel like I should break into the national anthem right now. What's happening? So you wonder about the road life. Some of you really enjoyed that episode of Maron that was on last Thursday with me and Dave Anthony and Brendan Walsh, who played a comic who picked me up at the airport. That happens. These guys are driving me to the airport. I don't know why there's two of them. I guess one of them felt like he might fall asleep on the way back. Was looking out for himself. Might need someone to talk to. What was it, fellas?
Talk to.
Yeah, we're working on projects.
They're working on projects in the car. They're doing, what are you doing?
Putting together, we got a web series.
Josh and Jordan have a web series. Is it on the air now?
No.
It's not on yet, so look forward to that. What's it called?
They don't have a name. Super.
It's called Super Duper?
Yeah.
You're going to need a better name. All right, well, look out for that on your web. Now we're behind a bus. We had to turn the air conditioner off. Is there an accident? I'd like to do some reporting. Right now I see a downed barrel. All right, we're moving through. Today on the show, David Huntsberger, who's a comedian. He also co-hosts the podcast Professor Blastoff with Tig Notaro and Kyle Dunnigan. And I didn't really know David, and we had an amazing conversation. It was one of those episodes where I left the garage going like, holy shit, I had no idea that life existed. Completely surprising. Outside of the box. It involves rodeos. It involves horses. I'm not good with horses. Are you? Let's deal with the food thing. I've been on the road and I've been eating a lot of stuff lately. Bad stuff. I'm not really proud of most of it. It's just the way it is. It's time to get on the right track. And fortunately, I have a sponsor who can help me do just that. Nature Box can help satisfy cravings with snacks you can feel good about. They have over 100 snacks to choose from, and they deliver them to your door every month. Great snacks, smarter snacks, no high fructose corn syrup, no hydrogenated oils, no artificial flavors or colors. Each snack faces strict quality standards, and they're nutritionist approved. Nature Box has dried fruits, all kinds of granola, but also stuff like salted caramel pretzel pops. I'd like some of those. What? Are you kidding me? Guacamole bites? Come on. Whole wheat apple pie figgy bars? That's crazy. I'm putting that in my face hole right now. Choose whatever you want or get a rotating surprise box each month. Different sizes are available as well. Nature Box is great for your home, your office, or on the go. You've got all the options you need for better snacking. Go to naturebox.com/WTF to get 50% off your first box. It's time to get snacks that you can feel good about at naturebox.com/WTF today. Oh, my God. Look, I don't even know if I'm going to be using this, but I'll tell you right now, if I'm using it, it's been a bad morning. Okay? Let me explain to you what's happening. And I'm a little out of it. I slept like 5 hours because I did 2 shows last night, and I want to meet everybody that comes to the show who wants to hang out and take a picture. What is that stuff over there? Just rocks? Bricks? What is it, giant white things? Where's that quarry that was in Breaking Away? Do we have time to go there?
Not if you want to make your flight.
All right, then it's not worth it. I would like to go to that quarry. Can you jump in, swim in it?
Yeah.
You can?
Yeah, of course.
Have you done that?
No.
You live here, though.
Yes.
And you know it's right there.
Yes.
All right, I understand that. Maybe if I would have thought about it earlier and I would say, hey, I'm in from out of town and I'd like to go swim in that quarry where that was him breaking away, we could have done it, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I fucked up. All right, so here's what happened. So I get up this morning. I got a 1:45 flight out of Indiana, and I didn't look at my connection to Chicago because I don't book my own travel. I agree to things, and I'm like, it'll be fine. That sounds good. And now I've got less than an hour to connect in Chicago, which is a huge fucking airport, from the T terminal, which is where these little Buddy Holly planes fly into. And then I got to run with my bag that I got to wait for on the, what do you call that thing? The jetway, to wherever my gate is, H or J. And that's a nightmare. I almost died the last time that happened. So I'm recording this in preparation to miss my flight out of Chicago to LA to record the show in my home in the garage. So you're experiencing me in pure preemptive panic mode. I think that's a fine name for what I do. You could say it's worrying about shit that you have no control over. I'm going to call it preemptive panic as if it's something helpful. I'm just fucking freaking out because I don't want to be running around the Chicago airport, having missed a flight, trying to figure out where to record my show. There's farmhouses. Oh man, I could live here. I had that moment in Bloomington a couple of times. It passed very quickly though. So what was going on? I don't want to be condescending. I have a great time in Bloomington. There's good food. I had good coffee. I think I saw a John Mellencamp, but it might have been a homeless guy. But apparently that's sort of the way it goes with him. We had great shows. I really love the Comedy Attic. I'm glad everyone came out. It's been kind of a weird whirlwind Midwest thing. But anyways, thank you for watching the Maron on IFC, and I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. There's more episodes coming up. I wish I remembered, if I had it in front of me, which I probably wouldn't have had it in front of me in the garage either, I would be able to tell you the episode that's on this Thursday. How about I tell you Thursday? How about I just be general about it and say it's a fucking great episode, because they're all great episodes. Did that sound confident? It's not like me, is it? So David Huntsberger, who you're going to hear in a minute, he grew up. I don't even want to tip it. I'm just going to tell you this. I'm not a horse guy. Don't like horses. Not my thing. I don't know if it's a Jewish thing. I don't know if it's just a human thing. But I went to camp when I was a kid. I went to Brush Ranch in Pecos, New Mexico, and that was the kind of camp where my parents sent me. It was a non-Jewish thing. And I don't need to be specific, but I think it's important to be specific in these situations. There are Jewish camps where Jewish kids go with different degrees of discomfort and basic crafts and whatnot. But this was not one of those camps. This was a non-Jewish camp. It wasn't advertised that way, but it didn't cater to the delicate sensibilities of Jewish kids. So what you had to do when you went to Brush Ranch is you had to buy yourself a Stetson. These were required. These were on the list. You had to have a Stetson hat. You had to have a cowboy hat. You had to have a fly fishing rod with a fly wheel. God, I'm stuttering. And you had to have boots. You had to have cowboy boots to go to this camp. And that's because when you went to Brush Ranch, you were expected to ride horses and also to fly fish and also to shoot guns, both shotguns and 22s. So this is a secret part of my life, but I did those things. And I think I have an apology to make. I do think I have an apology to make. It just dawned on me. So I show up at Brush Ranch with my hat, and then there was a guy there who was the counselor in charge of horses. His name was Gil, and he was a little scary. He had his own horse there, and that was a female horse. And I think this is one of those times where you learned about sex. I must have been 13 or 14 years old. His female horse, Gil's, was in heat, and the horse in the stall next to Gil's wanted to fuck Gil's horse really bad. And that was the first time we saw a horse's cock. And that's something you don't forget because they're huge. And there's no way to recover from that. But that's not really what I want to talk about. So I get there and you get assigned a horse. So I was assigned this horse. I think the horse's name was Mums. Now, Mums was an old horse, and I think this was anti-Semitic now that I think about it. I think it was Gil having a good time with the city boy from Albuquerque, like that even makes sense. The Jew, maybe I'm being a little martyry right now. Maybe it wasn't even the case. But Mum was this old, fucked up horse that was bitter, that did not want to be ridden. And we had to learn how to saddle these horses. So you had to saddle it and pull the thing down. I don't remember. I might be able to do it in a pinch. Like if I had to, all right, everything's on fire, there's some horses, damn, they need a saddle. I bet you it would come back to me. Whether I would have the courage to get on the horse, don't know that for sure, but I'd have to assume if I was in survival mode, I would fucking ride like the Lone Ranger. I wish I had a better reference. All right, so I got this horse, trying to figure out how to saddle this horse, and this horse reaches around and bites my side. Bites my fucking side. And you know what? That marked the end of my experience with horses, because it was a nightmare. And I could not saddle the horse because it would always bite me, and it's paralyzing. It's a paralyzing fear right now. Right now I'm feeling it. Because let's be honest, horses are like dinosaurs. They're huge. They're bigger than me anyways. And people are always like, well, you just have to, not show fear. How is that possible? You don't think that the horse can sense my 13 or 14-year-old fear after it's bitten me and made purple marks? Horses are not my thing. I rode, but I bounced. It was hard to get a gallop going. I never fell off a horse, but I was never comfortable on a horse. And I think all of you need to know that about me. So what's the amends I have to make? Well, I'll tell you what that is. There was this dorky kid named Jeff. This is a sad thing, but it was pretty hilarious. All right, there was this kid named Jeff who come from Texas. He comes from a, rich Texas family. He thought he was a real cowboy, but he was just, kid that was a little too arrogant. And, look, I didn't come up with this. This was not my idea. All right. But I did go along with it. So that makes me part of the bullying process. Okay. All right, Jeff, if you're listening to this, this is a heartfelt amends. Let me see if I can frame it correctly. All right, you know how when we were at Brush Ranch and we had to load our own shotgun shells? Well, we had to do that. We had to load our own shells to shoot skeet. And, we had a counselor. I'm going to call him Mike because, well, I want to protect him. But his name was Mike. So Mike would show us how to load him up. You had this machine where you'd fill it with, I think the powder went in first, and then the plastic piece, and then the buckshot. It wasn't buckshot, but it was shot. It was smaller ones, and then you sealed the top of the shell. So Jeff was really annoying. We all hated. He was cocky and stupid, and